Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, I was wanting to sort of take a little trip down memory lane for myself specifically, and I wanted to talk about the impact that this game had on me as a child and how it influenced me to continue playing games further on into my life. I grew up in a time where games were a very prevalent aspect of life, and to say that I was unique in the fact that I played games would be ignorant of everybody else's experience, because I feel like everybody played games at my age. Because I grew up in a time that was very heavy on the games being super popular, but where my personal gaming journey started was Backyard Baseball, the 1997 version. And it is odd because I'm not old enough to play this game. It's 8 years before I came out, literally. But to say that this game didn't have its impact on me would be wrong, because ever since I was a kid, we had a computer growing up. And obviously, at the time, it was a very, I guess, rudimentary computer. And its impact it had on me is cannot be, like, I guess, in a sense, like, what's the word, like, expressed correctly, because some of the games that I played when I was young are obviously this game played a crucial key, and that's what I want to talk about today. But there's also games like Nancy Drew, which is something that I played consistently as a child, and Lego Racers 1 and 2, which I cannot play anywhere, which is a shame. I would have to kind of download it in like a less legitimate way. But Backyard Baseball, is not, unfortunately, it is very fortunately had been put on Steam relatively recently, so I was able to pick that up. And to say that it hasn't been like a trip to go on would be wrong, because me going back and visiting this game is very nostalgic. I have rose-tinted glasses for this, and I don't think that's wrong. It's not even that it's rose-tinted glasses. This is just a good game overall, considering its time, like when it was released. I don't think it holds up poorly. Obviously, it is an old game, and you can't get past that. Maybe some people can't. I can, because it's an old game, but it's old to me, and it's a more personal game to me. I don't think this game is bad by any means, because Backyard Baseball obviously holds in a sense of nostalgia. But beyond that, it has the mechanics of a good game, and I think it's interesting to play. I think it's fun to play, especially if you do in it like the like story in a way. It's not really a story. It's just going through the league, and I think that's a fun way to play it. And I think that's a fun way to take it. But just playing it by itself, it's a fun game to just kind of relax on. Like it's like maybe if you're tired of playing games in between, you decide to play Backyard Baseball. I think that's a good time to play it. I think it's a very relaxing and calm game to find yourself enjoying. Obviously, I have a sort of bias towards this game, but I don't think it's an overall bias that skews me to the point where I am unable to admit that this game is bad, because it's not bad. This game is a very, very crucial part of my childhood, and I feel like maybe that relates to other people too. Maybe not people exactly my age, but I don't think they're too far off, because by the time people might have been playing this on release, I was barely like 8 years after that. I don't know. It's so weird that something so crucial to me, something so early on in my gaming, I guess in a sense, career, not like that I'm getting paid to do this or anything, but you get what I'm saying. To say that it's so early on is interesting, because this is one of the first games I played. Because we didn't have what a lot of other people did. We didn't have Xboxes or PlayStations, which a lot of people probably did, or even in a sense like Nintendo games until we got a Wii. But this is what we had. We had computer games, and I feel like, to be honest, I'm glad that I started here because it gives me the appreciation for what I did end up having. Because this is very simplistic. Not in a bad way by any means, but this game and like Nancy Drew and stuff are very simplistic styles. Obviously, Nancy Drew is a puzzle game, so you have to use your brain to think about things that are happening and, I guess, in a sense, solve the mystery. But you have this idea of a game and like the mechanics of the game, and they're very simple. They're very easy to follow. It's not like you're breaking your brain to do this. But there is, to some degree, an extent of skill expression. Because you have to pay attention, you have to know when to swing. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of this video is just me ranting about something I'm passionate about. And I don't think that's wrong. Because this game, Backyard Baseball, plays so much of a key role in my childhood. And it's just so interesting that kicked off what I have now of me playing games for years. I have years of experience in different games. And to say that Backyard Baseball is not where it started would just be a discredit to Backyard Baseball. Because while it is simple, and it is a very, again, rudimentary game, it's a very good game. I can't get past that. Because, like, there is skill expression. There is the simplicity. It is very beginner friendly, but at the same time, like, it's not even something that gets boring when you get good at it, I feel. Because, like, and I'm not saying I'm good at it, because honestly, the background footage, I lost. I lost this game, but that's besides the point. It's just so interesting formulating, like, your team, because you have the option to create a team. And if you do the pickup game, like I did, you have a AI or computer opponent picking the team from the same roster of people. And to some degree, it is kind of luck-based who gets to pick first. Because if you get to pick first and you have Pablo in the roster, one of the characters, you win. Because Pablo is insane. He has like the best stats across every character. He has the best ability to hit home runs. I swear, something about him is just different compared to everybody else. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but you're building a team, and then there's the, I guess, in a sense, like, I don't know how to explain it. There's this degree of intelligence or like a thought behind what you do, considering you have to organize where you want your team on the field because people play a certain role in certain parts of the field. People play better in certain areas. Or you have to organize your roster of who bats first, second, third, fourth, and so on. And ultimately, the game has that sense of, like, first of all, skill expression by having those, but at the same time, it's also just knowledge of the characters. And then obviously, like, there are things that tell you what the characters are, like their statistics, what they're best at. But employing those and using that to the fullest extent is not something that is just something you come by. You have to put in the thought and effort to do so. And I think it's very interesting that, like, beyond doing that, you have the ability to, first of all, formulate your own team, which I think is cool. And at the same time, you play the game, but you also have, again, like, you have this ability to organize where you want each player. You are ultimately playing as the coach of a little league team. And I honestly think it does it very well in an interesting way. Because I feel like this game could be very easily boring. And I don't think that it is. I think that it very well utilizes its assets in a way that makes it entertaining. And I don't know how to explain other than just saying it's a good game. If you have never played Backyard Baseball, I recommend giving it a try. But like, there are specific characters that you want to go for. Like, there's specific characters that have things that others don't. There are specific characters you want certain places. Like Kenny, he's a great pitcher. You want Pete as a catcher because he's fast. And it's just so interesting. Because there are people you want on your team, there's people you don't. There's people who you could put on your team. There's people you would rather have. It's so interesting because it plays so far into the coaching aspect of its idea that it's not to its discredit. It's so, in a sense, detailed for how simplistic it is. And I think that's very interesting. Again, this was a game that caused me to continue wanting to play games, because this is a game that I had, and then beyond that I had other games like Nancy Drew. I had, funny enough, I had a Taco Bell game. It was like a BMX game or something. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was like that. And then I had like a Tonka game. It was so interesting to have all of these games and then see how that directly influenced me to want more, because I ended up getting a Wii and I played Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Harry Potter, and then it extended into me getting an Xbox and playing Minecraft, and then to Fortnite, and then it just continuously evolved until now. And it's so interesting following, like, if I could see a timeline from that moment I played Backyard Baseball to now, and seeing how I progressed through these games, it would be so interesting to look at. Because, like, it cannot be understated how much of an impact this game had on me. And, like, obviously other games have had great impacts. Like, there are games that I went through and I was so impacted by. Like, I feel like it's a go-to for a lot of people, but Undertale, like, it's a great game. It has such an impact on me. Minecraft has such an impact on me because it's a game that I played since I was a child. I played Minecraft Lite or whatever it was on mobile, and it was so, like, games have always been so captivating to me. But growing older, I've gotten to a point where not every game catches my attention. It's because I feel like I've become more, in a sense, like, intelligent to what makes a game good. And this is still a game that catches my attention, something I find fun to play. And I feel like that's hard to do, especially considering how simple of a game this is. And I keep saying over and over again it's simple, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because this game is very simple. Its graphics are dated, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it adds to the charm. I think a lot of this game incorporates things that are even comedically interesting, like the taunting that you get when you're batting, I think are very interesting, and I think it's a very captivating thing. It's just so interesting looking back on what this game was to me, and seeing, like, going back and revisiting and seeing that it still is something so moving to me. Because ultimately, like, I revisited this game recently after not playing it for so long, and I was still so interested, still so involved. Like, I wanted to play, and it's so interesting because after not playing for so long and then revisiting a game that is so simple, you would think, like, oh, well, it doesn't live up to what I thought it was. And I don't think it's even nostalgia. Like, obviously, like, it is nostalgia to a certain extent, but I don't think all of it is, because a lot of it is not a lot of it. Some of it is nostalgia, but to the extent that I want to play this game, even now, after revisiting a couple times, I don't think that's just nostalgia anymore. I think it's something that genuinely about the game has me hooked. And ultimately, it's just so, I guess, in a sense, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's so, like, cool to me, I guess, that a game that I played so long ago, that I had never played for so long. Like, in a sense that I, like, lost the ability to play it, and I just haven't played it for years and years. And then I come back, and it still has that grasp on me. It's just so cool, because it's a game that I played when I was so young. And to say that it had so much of an impact that I remember the characters, and it's just, I don't know. It's so cool. This is a game that has had such an impact on me, and the impact cannot be understated, because it's what started off my gaming, like, interest, I guess. Because I saw this, and I saw with other games what gaming could be, and I wanted to know what it could do beyond that. Like, I was a kid, but even then, I knew that there was more. I knew that there could be more. And there was, and there is. And I'm glad that this caused me to go down this route of finding more and more games. Because, like, I'm happy to have played the games I have. I'm happy to be where I am. I'm happy to have the experience I do in general. Like, just like going off on a tangent a little bit, just like me, I am a very nostalgic person. I am somebody who played games consistently. I watched people play games consistently. Something I watched when I was a kid a lot when I was younger is Minecraft. And me watching Minecraft then, there were so many things that I saw that I wanted to try. There are so many things I saw that I wanted to do. Like, one of the main things that I saw was I don't remember who it was, but I watched somebody play Pixelmon, a mod for Minecraft where you had Pokemon. And I loved Pokemon. And I loved Minecraft. And seeing that those two things collide was so interesting to me. So recently, I was able, since I have this new computer, I was able to finally give myself and my childhood the satisfaction and gratification to play Pixelmon. And it is so much fun. I have been addicted. And I don't know if it's partially because it's just good, or maybe it's fun, or maybe it's just the nostalgia. But it's so much fun. And I'm glad that part of me feels these nostalgia for these things. And that there's part of me that wants to go out of my way to revisit things that maybe I didn't even play. But it's just the things that played a key role in my life, my video game career, or whatever it may be, whatever I want to call it. There's just so many things that ultimately, like, I want to revisit because I played or didn't even play and I want to visit. And it's just so interesting that it all started off with this simple game, Backyard Baseball. And it's so cool that they brought it to Steam, because I did not want to have to download it illegitimate ways, and I'm so glad that they did, because not only can I play it however I want, whenever I want, but it gives me a way to have that revisiting of something very nostalgic to me, and give me the satisfaction of doing something that ultimately got me where I am. There's just something so interesting about the childlike wonder I experience going through and seeing this stuff that I saw when I was a child. I don't know if I can properly express how important it is to me. And I really want to, because it's so cool seeing this game and seeing what it made me. Like, I'm so appreciative of this game and the nostalgia it brings me, and I'm so appreciative of being a nostalgic person in general, because it makes so many things so much better. Like, playing this game, going back and revisiting the Xbox 360 version of Minecraft, like that kind of thing. It's so much fun, and it's so much, like, I guess in a sense, validation for the things that I do and the things I want to do. Because going out of my way and being like, I'm gonna buy this game, because it is a risk. What if I go back and I don't enjoy it? But to go back and enjoy it, it's so rewarding in like the most obscure way to me, because it's something that I experienced so long ago, and to go back and be like, this is worthwhile, is so rewarding. I'm so happy to have visited this again, and I'm so happy for the role it played. And I know that this whole thing has been just a rant. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think I'm going to edit this at all. I'm going to edit the background gameplay, but this whole rant I think is worthwhile, because whether or not people find it interesting, I think it's interesting to talk about how this game specifically makes me feel. But to the extent of ranting beyond that, I'm not sure. I want to go ahead and take this moment to, I guess, sort of address something that I feel like I've personally been struggling with, and it's that I want to continuously upload, and that's hard because I have a lot going on, and it's hard to find the time to continuously upload and edit and record, and it's just something I need to get better at. But at the same time, I want to, I guess, apologize for the delay in between uploads if people are continuously watching these, and if you are waiting on bated breath for the next upload. I do genuinely appreciate it. And I guess I just want to say that despite it feeling like a lot of pressures on me, it's not that I don't enjoy this. I do enjoy this, and I do enjoy getting my opinions out and sharing with people things that make me happy or things that I enjoy, because I feel like one of the most interesting things you can hear from somebody is their opinion. And I hope that you guys all agree, and I hope that you guys find my opinions and my experiences interesting. But that's all I can think of for my little rant. In the meantime, I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and go ahead and like and subscribe. And again, I do feel kind of cringy saying that, but I don't know how much it helps, so I'm gonna keep trying. So I just wanted to get that off my chest, and in the meantime, I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, and